Hi everyone, it's Justine. Welcome back to this channel. You know that I don't usually pick up on pop culture topics on this channel, and I certainly don't feed into all the drama and gossip that's already on YouTube because there is enough of it. So this video is not a gossip video. It is my opinion and research on a topic, a fashion topic, which has been keeping all the fashion industry internationally extremely busy in the last couple of weeks. Basically, the short version of the story is that Kim Kardashian announced that she was launching a shapewear line, and the reaction of the public was a huge uproar. I'd like to talk about what exactly happened, and more importantly, why it happened. First, the context, Kim Kardashian's new shapewear line and where it's all coming from. Kim Kardashian is famous for her figure. I don't think I'm saying something new here. She capitalizes on it already plenty. She has an app, she has a beauty line called KKW Beauty, she has a fragrance and many other business ventures that are all very successful. Now on June 25th, right now, last month, she announces that she's launching the line that for me makes most sense, a shapewear line. Let's be very clear, I'm not saying that I support in any way her and her family promoting a beauty ideal that is absolutely not attainable. I'm very clear about this. She herself only achieved that body with the help of repeated surgery, cosmetic surgery. So there's no way you could look like this naturally, and I'm by definition against that. But I'm saying that given her brand positioning, I guess you could call it that way, launching a shapewear line makes a lot of sense for her. Okay, now the name. It is called Kimono Solutionwear. Her name is Kim, kimono. Japan is trendy. Wearing a kimono as a sort of robe of overgarment is extremely trendy and trending in the US. The US would probably be her biggest potential market for the new shapewear line. It makes a lot of sense, right? You would say, okay, all the boxes are checked, checked, well done. She also planned, according to her first post on Instagram, the line to include 9 sizes and 9 shades. Pretty inclusive. Then comes the Japanese reaction. Within 24 hours, not more, the info spreads and a huge wave of backlash starts. Many very annoyed Japanese people comment under her Instagram post things like, "Shame on you, that is so disrespectful, how dare you use that name for underwear, change the name, change the name, change the name." If you are surprised by that reaction, it's probably because you're not Japanese, so let me backtrack a little bit, let me explain. Japan is a millenary culture that has a very high level of sophistication. They have elevated so-called daily activities like arranging flowers, drinking tea, or getting dressed into superior art forms, really, that are being taken extremely seriously. The way you put a kimono on, the almost sacred meaning behind it, the process, the drapery, the fact that you are not showing skin or curves, is something that the Japanese don't kid with. It's extremely culturally important for them. So there is a kimono on one side and everything it stands for, and then there is Kim Kardashian's product, bodycon, showing quite a bit of skin by definition, and it is an undergarment. All the opposite of an actual kimono and of what Japanese people would expect when seeing or hearing the word kimono. Turns out Kim Kardashian even filed a registration, a trademark request for the word kimono. And then the Japanese people go like, how dare you try to trademark a word that is generic, that describes a garment and that has such a high meaning in another culture. Now the legal part of the story, which I feel was not mentioned enough in the media. Even before the announcement, Kim Kardashian has requested not one, but several trademarks. There's the word kimono in the specific font. You can't trademark just a generic word like that, but you can trademark it in association with a font. The name Kimono Solutionwear, the name Kimono Body, and the name Kimono World. Now let's check what exactly she wanted to register under the word kimono. The trademark register is public, so I had a look. Luggage, bags, and purses. That's the first group of categories. Then in the second group we have varied things, lingerie, shapewear, bras, kimonos, mentioned as such. And then bikinis and even socks, t-shirts. It is defined very broadly and it includes multiple products and categories that are not part of the line yet. This tells us extremely clearly, black on white, that the plans for the brand were actually much broader than just shapewear and intimates. Remember that? We'll come back to it in a minute. What happens next? AKA the consequences. On June 29th, so that's only 4 days after the launch announcement, the mayor of Kyoto in Japan has written personally an open letter to Kim Kardashian asking her to A, change the name, and B, to withdraw the registration application on the initial name. A Japanese lady has also started a petition on change.org, which has crossed 137,000 signatures at the time of filming this video. There is even a hashtag against the new line. It's hashtag Kim. Oh no! I must admit it's catchy. The rumor is going viral and the comments are gathering up on her original Instagram post. 46,000, including many in Japanese that I cannot understand, but I can pretty much guess what the feeling is. Pretty much all the media outlets, online and offline in the US, have picked up on the controversy. And still, on June 27th, Kim Kardashian was still sticking to the original name and saying to the New York Times, "Filing a trademark is a source identifier that will allow me to use the word for my shapewear and intimates line, but does not prelude or restrict anyone in this instance from making kimonos or using the word kimono in reference to the traditional garment." She's clearly playing on legal terms here. And you know what? It's hard to believe, overall, given that she had applied for so many categories on the trademark application. She also planned to use the Instagram handle @kimono, just the word kimono, as her new Instagram page for the line. And you know, once you have the trademark registered, you can always discuss, because the limits are never completely clear. So if you have the good lawyers, you might still win in court, you know? Anyway, on July 1st, she eventually pulled back and said that she would be changing the name of her line. Result on that new Instagram post, even more likes than on the previous one. Now, my personal conclusion on this. Before I tell you what I really think, let me just quickly add in a few more pieces of information for context, and it's important. First, on July 4th, so 3 days after pulling back and saying that she would change the name, she announced a big 4th of July sale on her beauty line. How practical that in the 10 days prior, she had been getting the best buzz ever in all media. The PR department couldn't have done it better. Next point. She doesn't have just one, but probably a full team of lawyers behind her. In fact, she is currently studying law herself in California. I don't believe for a second that she or her team didn't know the tricks of trying to register generic words, like playing on the line of the law and trying to register words from other countries, because the law also varies based on each country. She knows that. Next point, at the same time, on July 4th, she won a lawsuit against the brand Missguided. It's a British fast fashion brand, which tends to use pictures of her and then sell clothes that are copycats of her looks. She won $2.7 million. So she's very well aware of how much you can earn, how much money you can make through trademark law and going to court based on intellectual property. Last but not least, it is not the first time that Kim Kardashian causes an uproar based on perceived cultural appropriation. She knows very well how much press that can bring. So here's what I think. I think that she tried badly to trademark the word kimono as much and as deeply as she possibly could, no matter what she claimed afterwards to kind of defend her decision. She knew that it's a generic word, that it's tricky in the first place. She knew it has a high meaning in a default culture, and she did so anyway. The buzz generated now means that when the shapewear line eventually launches later this year, it will have a lot more PR. It's all free PR in the end. And the timing just before the big sale on her cosmetic line is just too much of a coincidence. It probably brought her a lot of extra income last weekend. I'd say this whole story is an orchestrated, very advanced marketing strategy by a team of experts in the field of media and PR. After researching the whole controversy, the whole reasons and backstories around it, I believe that if she could have registered the word kimono, she would have done so. In fact, this is a strategy where she could not lose, could she? Either she gets the word through, gets the trademark, and starts bringing lawsuits internationally against everyone who uses the word kimono, or she gets lots of free PR through the scandal. Either way, she wins. And what about the Japanese public in all that? I'm guessing that Japan would probably not be her biggest market, so it won't hurt the sales of the shapewear line too much, bottom line. And in fact, her second Instagram post remained very respectful and politically correct, but she did not actually apologize. So I think at this point my opinion is pretty clear. But what do you think of the whole story? Did you think that trademarking the word kimono like that would become an issue or not? What if she had tried to trademark the word sari instead, if you're Indian? Or if you're from another culture, what are similar, potentially problematic words to trademark in your culture? I must say, when I hear stories like this, I'm like, the fashion industry is pretty wild sometimes. It baffles me again and again. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and this research though. Thank you so much. If you want to watch more, I'll put a related video here for you and down below in the description. There is always the link here and there. And I will see you soon in a new one. I wish you a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.